play with no rehearsal. Turn this up, baby. Cause the devil is a lie, eh? I'm telling you the truth, eh? It's all in what you do, eh? Some things you gotta do, hey, hey, hey. Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe. But I got one request, though, before I start this video.
Arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor.
Y'all need to hear that shit one more again.
Arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor.
Hey, man, shout out. We have to get Breonna Taylor's murderers arrested. Now let's jump in. Feel free to join the Patreon. We go live tonight. We're going to talk about this subject tonight, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you to Breonna Taylor's lawyer, family's lawyer, for coming in last night in the barbershop. If you missed it, go back. It's up. It's a hell of an interview. Great interaction between and lawyers. We just had a marvelous time. So thank you guys. And yeah, feel free to follow me on Instagram. Y'all see it. Silent Heroes on Instagram. All right, let's jump into this, man. Someone made a great idea before I get into this, and I think it's a great idea. Instead of purchasing the pay-per-view, support their merchandise. You know, that money goes directly to them. You know what I mean? It's very concentrated. And if you want to support the fighters, buy their merchandise. That may be what I'll do. I'll buy a Charlo Brothers and a Tank Davis shirt or something like that. But in terms of the pay-per-view, nah. You ain't got no chance in hell to get me to pay for that shit. You know what I mean? No chance in hell. And I equate this to, and I'm going to talk directly, use the Charlos and Tank as an example. Would you let an announcer that's a known racist commentate your son's game? Pee-wee football, Pee-wee basketball, YMCA basketball? By and large, the answer would be no, right? You wouldn't, especially since you guys are, all three of you are millionaires and are living great lives, great families, and all you guys have children. Tank probably has the youngest child. I believe Jamal Charlo's been with one woman his entire life. It's a beautiful thing. And Jamel Charlo is I see him in the backyard with this son a lot. And that's what I equate that to, man. This has, they are the collateral damage in this situation. And I have to make this abundantly clear. All right, I have to make this abundantly clear. The Charlos know how much I respect them. The Charlos know I like them. You know, I like everybody on my channel knows how much I've been rocking with Tank, even through his fucking mishaps and bullshits he's been doing. And this is the first black pay-per-view that I haven't bought probably since I had a job. You understand what I'm saying? And I just have to stand on my square. And I don't know how many people it's going to impact, but I know it's going to be in the thousands because it's August, it's April, July 23rd, and the pay-per-view is September 26th. That's 2 months. That give me 2 months. That's 60 days of campaigning. You know what I mean? And I don't care how much the pay-per-view costs. Boxing fans are going to want to watch it for free. All right. And I have a great concept for us to watch it for free. You know what I mean? Stay tuned. Okay. I'll give all the details in September because I can afford it. I can afford it. All right. So stay tuned in September and we're going to make it do what it do. All right. And I think that Showtime has shown their hand. If the police can respond to a murder like Minnesota in 48 to 72 hours, right? You mean to tell me Showtime and Steven Espinoza and Viacom can't respond to Paul Malignaggi in 3 months? You understand what I'm saying? They've shown their hand. They've shown us their value. You know what they say here? Dance for me, monkey. That's basically what they're saying. Dance for me, monkey. I'll say it again. Dance for me, monkey. You remember Gator used to borrow money from his mama in Jungle Fever, and she used to turn his back. He used to turn her back to his mother, pretending he didn't know where she was getting the money. And then the last time he got the money, he actually took it from his mother because the substance abuse was so strong. And that's the black people that's mad at me. The substance abuse is so strong. You're too used to being not codependent, dependent upon others instead of yourself. You're too busy not betting on yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that It's very, very important that we get off the bottle, get get off the system's titty. You know what I mean? And um, I just genuinely want us to be independent, and it's going to take some hardships. You know, it's going to take some understanding, and I know I'm gonna get some backlash on this shit, and people gonna say, "Fred, what are you doing? You taking money out of black fighters?" Fight? No, 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 I'm not. I'm standing up for black fighters, and if no one's gonna stand up, guess what? It's gonna be politics as usual. Guess what? If it wasn't for the Muhammad Ali Act, guess what? A promoter and a manager will be able to take great advantage of the fighter. You understand what I'm saying? And um, I'm not budging. You know what I mean? I don't care how long it takes. You know what I mean? The same thing with Golden Boy. You see how embarrassing that shit was when I ran up on the Golden Boy PR person and Oscar and all. You see how embarrassing that shit is? You know the numbers that shit like that does on Twitter. How about when I pulled up on Eddie Hearn? Pull up game is strong because I can afford it. I don't need no credential. I don't need none of that shit. You know what I mean? Can't stop me because the security guard only makes $100. That's nothing you can do. You can lock all the doors. I can say, hey, come here. Say I respect what you do, but how much would it cost for me to slide in on through here? Oh man, just squeeze my palm a little bit. I got you, big dog. Respect. I respect that. You know what I mean? And that's what it's gonna be. Been doing it my whole life. You know what I mean? And and our culture should not have a price on it. Great segue. Our culture should not have a price tag on it. And I'm like the lone man standing there. Crazy Fred. Call me Crazy Joe. Yeah, y'all gonna call me crazy. You know what I mean? They called all the civil rights activists crazy. You know what I mean? They called Colin Kaepernick crazy. You know what I mean? They called, for that matter, Deontay Wilder crazy. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. And my piece is independent of someone signing my check. My piece is independent of someone saying, "You did it, Fred." My piece is independent from validation from this system. And that's what we must learn. And I know it sounds crazy. It sounds auspicious. This little YouTube channel is going against the grain. I get it. I know. And it's okay. But guess what? We're going to shake that tree. And all my brothers that's with me online, feel free to stand on your square. You can talk. See, the problem is you can talk all that big talk. You can talk all that big talk. But when the rubber hits the road and it may cost you some money, we're gonna see where you stand. You know what I mean? So feel free. Let the world know you ain't buying the pay-per-view. Feel free to support the Charlos merchandise. Feel free to support Tank's merchandise. You know what I mean? And but in terms of the pay-per-view, nah, we ain't watching that. We'll find a place to watch it for free. Okay. And it's going to drastically hurt their numbers because I think they banking on 150,000 pay-per-views or something like that. You know what I mean? And if I can, and the same way, see, here's the thing: the same way Al Heyman put people out of business when he put fights on the same days as other guys. Every time they put out an advertisement for pay-per-view, $50. Fred gonna say, "Watch it for free." I know how to watch it for free. All right, and that's the game of it, and that's the reality of it. So every time I do a video, I'm gonna tell y'all how to watch these fights for free. You know what I mean? And that's what it is, man. And these fighters are just getting done terrible. You see that contract Tank signed? Terrible. He got to make 130, and he has to make 130 as the ace high because Leonard Elby said Tank Davis is the best fighter in the world. He ain't the best fighter in the world if you don't love him enough to get him the ace side of that contract. You understand what I'm saying? He's fighting for his 135-pound belt. At least Floyd Mayweather fought for a catch weight, I believe, when he beat Cotto, and then he fought Canelo. Help me. I know that's probably years away. I don't know. I can't recall off the top of my head, but you guys will put it in the comment section. And but it's just we need to understand the big picture in this. You know what I mean? And the business of boxing is not for the fighters. Simply put, every retired fighter will tell you this, but you don't know that until you're retired. Every fighter think they're gonna make millions every time they pick up a check. It don't work that way. Anyhow, man, Yeah. At the end of the day, I mean, I genuinely care about the well-being of them, so I'll buy their merchandise. I will buy the Charlos and Tank Davis merchandise, but I'm not giving them dudes my money. I'm not doing it. And then the Charlos only making what they split it with the pay-per-view company 50-50, and then you got to break down that. So I mean, they only getting a small percentage of it if you break down the math. I know the math because I was taught it. So but not unless you're Floyd Mayweather, you know what I mean? And you know the international, you got to know the international rights when you get big. And maybe I should do a video on that. What I know about how the international rights are hidden from the fighters, they know nothing about it. But anyways, but this ain't no international fight by and large. You know, small people from Devinchenko team is gonna buy it, but outside of that, it's not gonna do much international. But anyhow, man, um, yeah, man. So I just think that we got to stand on our square. Support the Charlos as an independent. Support them personally. Buy their merchandise. Tank, buy their merchandise. I appreciate the person in the comment section that said that on my Instagram. That's a great idea. You know what I mean? So support them as a civilian. You know what I mean? Wear their shirts. You understand what I'm saying? But don't buy the pay-per-view because Showtime loves Paul and Malignaggi and don't love us enough, not even to give us an apology or a written statement. That's the same as Golden Boy. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Anyhow, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.